I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. Pew, pew. Pretend there was magic. Pretend there was like lights coming out of my wand. Pew, pew, pew.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh? Right?
Yeah.
And then, so then you open the map up, like, and see, you just got to use your mind. Like, if I go real fast, like this, watch. It looks like there's footprints.
Yes.
So, but it tells me right now that you're in the Hogwarts toilet.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
You're right here. Look, right there. That's where you're at. It says Ryan Tomlinson is taking a big dump. This map is very detailed.
What was the spell that you were supposed to learn about boosting our subscribers, though?
That was subscribers boost us.
Oh.
I'm still working on it. The wand work is very it's very intricate. You have to do like a circle, and then like a scribble, and then you have to draw like an arrow wiener with big balls like this.
Yeah. Do you have to draw like hair and stuff, or?
I don't think you had to draw hair. I think that's like if you want additional subscribers, but like more comments. But I think if you draw too many hairs, they're all negative comments. So I just left those alone. I just decided that we're going to stick with the subscriber Maximus.
Base. Yeah.
But I'm working on my own spells right now. All right, hand. Mischief Manage. Psh. See, look, now it's blank. It's called Magic. Watch. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good.
This is some serious David Blaine shit.
And then there's Magic. And then it pops up. And then watch. See how there's writing? Watch this. Mischief Managed.
Yeah, this is exactly
disappears.
Like
it's just
This is like watching my 6-year-old nephew teach me stuff. This is so exciting.
This is magic. Look, there's just a piece of parchment. You'd have no idea that there's writing. See, look, it's all blank because of my magic elder wand.
Wow. That is very cool, Brian. I'm so proud of you that the Make-A-Wish Foundation took you out there and everything.
What's that supposed to mean, Ryan? You know what? You're just jealous that after 40 years on this earth, my owl finally came with my letter, and I got to go to Hogwarts, and I am a learned magician, a sorcerer supreme, a Merlin of the 9th Order. Me. Look at this. I even got my wand, came in a cool case. Look, I got a cool map. They don't just hand these map out to anybody with a credit card. No. Look at this. Tells me how to do magic. Look at the spell. Look at what spell you want to hear. Silencio, Ryan. Now you can't talk.
It didn't work.
Maybe I did it wrong. Hang on, let me try this again. Fuck you up. I got this sweet. You think I give these sweet scars out to anybody? I got sorted into a house. Look at it. Look at me. Just jealous of my super magical abilities.
So you got all this stuff for you. What did you get for your kids?
I didn't get shit for my kids. You know how expensive this stuff was? There's only enough money to go around, Ryan. And after I bought everything that I wanted, there was just not enough money for those little moochers to get anything. You know what they got? They got an experience of watching their dad push kids out of the way to do magic.
Just shove them.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to do this trick.
Yeah.
You're not doing. You gotta get the wrist right, you little fucker.
Get the fucko out of the way-o. Psh, magic. Look at this. I can make kids fly. Bow. And that, Ryan, was my Universal experience. That was my Universal Studios California Hogwarts magic trip.
So you're saying that it's very much worth the expense to go there.
It is worth the expense. You know what? I can probably talk about it in Dad Corner, but maybe we should introduce the show. I think we started recording a while ago.
Yes.
All right, on that note, show starto. I gotta learn some better spells. Geek Dad Report. Start your magic.
I'm like, I don't need a wand. I just like my magic.
You're one of those super nerdy like book wizards too, where you're like, I don't want a wand. I want a giant staff with a ball on the end of it that I swing at people and make sparks fly out on my fingertips.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's a weak wizard. Anyway, whatever. Welcome everybody to episode 168 of the magical Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated, formulated, specially cast with my super big wand to put a smile on your face and give you guys all the nerd news you need to know and make you laugh with me, Brian West, the hostess with the magical mostess.
And I'm Ryan Thomason. I guess I'm Snape. So
Snape.
I mean, I'll be the Snape of the podcast. The one that's secretly just trying to like save your ass from behind the scenes, but you don't really know it or acknowledge.
I don't want you anywhere near my ass behind the scenes. I'm telling you right now. Nobody needs that director's cut. It's a bad commentary track. Whatever. But yeah, we're here. Basically, we're here to entertain you guys and hopefully make you laugh. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's 100% the goal.
Honestly, me and Ryan just need an excuse to like talk to each other once a week and act like children.
And our wives not like, so why are you sitting there texting Brian and you got a big smile on your face? Like, no reason. Whatsoever.
Why is Brian? This. See, I like this show because it gives me an excuse to like play with my wand.
Yeah.
I'd be like, it's for the show.
And put on your scarf and everything else.
I was wearing that walking around the house naked earlier. I'm not gonna lie.
I am kind of jealous. I will be honest.
Dude, you should be. There's so much cool shit. Look at this. I got a chocolate frog, a real life chocolate frog, like in the movie.
How was the chocolate frog part?
The chocolate was all right. It was a little spendy. It was like $10 for this, but it was a big ass piece. It was like 6 ounces of chocolate, so it was like a big ass full frog. The best part about opening this though is the kids wanted to watch me, so the girls would kind of huddle around, and when I opened it, they both were like, Is the frog going to jump out? And I'm thinking to myself, like, no, the frog's not going to jump out. But the fact that they really believed it was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. You open it up, and they give you...
Should have, like, jumped the box up to, like, the chocolate frog.
I kind of moved it, but it was wrapped in plastic, so I was kind of defeated the purpose. But it's pretty cool, man. They actually give you wizard cards.
Nice.
And I got Helga Hufflepuff, so it tells you about the wizard. And I'm not going to lie, it kind of makes me want to get more to collect them all, just like Ron says in the movies. So that was pretty cool. But no, it was pretty cool. We had a really good time. Obviously, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, last week when I was on vacation, we went to Universal Studios and went to Harry Potter, Hogwarts experience, the wizarding world of Universal California. And it was great. It was fun. It was not everything that I'd hoped for. A lot of the stuff that I've seen about it actually apparently ended up being the Orlando version. So in Orlando, they actually built Hogsmeade, the town, and they built Diagon Alley. So like they're two full. I mean, they built to scale the entire city and the alley. And to get to the two, because they're in two different theme parks, you actually take the Hogwarts Express to ride to each different park, which is really cool. And the Universal in Orlando has they have Gringotts Escape, where they actually built the bank, and there's like a roller coaster inside of it.
Jeez.
So yeah, I mean, there's a bigger experience, but it was still pretty cool. I mean, they basically Hogwarts here in Universal in California is still really big. They put Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade kind of into one town. They kind of created it into one area. It's not as big as you would like, but it's still pretty cool when you walk in there, and they have all the different stores and stuff. They have the candy shop, the toy shop that you see in the movie. They kind of combine some of the other stores, like Ollivander's is there with all the wands. They don't have as many wands as you would think. I was kind of hoping I could pick, like if you go on to Pottermore, you can, it chooses your wand.
One with the unicorn hair core.
Yeah, so when you go there, you have a choice of getting a character wand. So I've got Dumbledore's Elder Wand. It's actually kind of cool. You could get this as Grindelwald's Elder Wand as well. Same one, but I got the Dumbledore version. And I got the interactive one, like we were talking about. I was doing magic. So basically, if you look right here at the end, I don't know if you can see it. See a little...
Yeah.
So all that is a little sensor in there. And so when you go, they have all these different stations set up. So that's kind of what this map is. It's a map of the area, so you can kind of see the scale of the town that you're in. So I mean, it's not teeny tiny by any means, but they had for here they had 10 stations set up. In Orlando they have a lot more, but here they have 10 stations set up, and then there's like a little plaque built into the ground, and it tells you the spell and the way to do your wand, right? So really what it does is there's a sensor that you point your wand at. Sometimes it's at a distance, and if you do the specific magic, so like there's one that is like a triangle, so you got to do a triangle. it triggers the sensor and then it causes whatever it's to do. So there's one that you can yell Accio, it's to open, that's the unlock thing. There's a giant gate, and it actually unlocks the gate, which is pretty cool. So
you just go through and you're like,
yeah, I'm telling you, man, you get into it, you think it's dumb, but you stand there and you watch the kids, because it's not the easiest thing to do. You have to do it exactly perfect, and you have to do the spell just right to do it. Mm-hmm. So you have to keep practicing to the point where, like, the gate, nobody could get the gate because it was a little ways away, and it was harder to do. And so I finally got it, and when it worked, everyone stopped and looked, and they're like, oh, you did it? And I'm like, whoa! I can do magic. I can do magic. Yeah, and all of a sudden every kid was like, my turn. And I'm like, screw you, I'm doing it again. Woo, I did it. But it was, so, you know, it was pretty fun. So you can get regular ones. They were like $10 cheaper, but I got the interactive one. Cool thing about this is I could take this to Orlando. You could take this to either of the parks, and it works in all of them.
Oh, so you can, so if you do go to Orlando, you can just take it with you. Mm-hmm.
Or if I take it, you know, if I go back to California, I could take this and do it there. Like I said, they actually give you a pretty nice. The only thing you want to do is, if people at home, if you've bought these wands, you got to be careful, because if you damage the sensor, it won't work when you get there. But it's pretty cool. When you're not using it, they actually give you a pretty nice. I mean, like, they give you your money's worth, man. You get a pretty nice case that you can store it in.
That's not extra.
No, it comes with the case,
yeah.
So you can. I'm not gonna put mine in the case tonight because I'm gonna be using it on the show all night. But you know, it comes with that, and then, like I said, you get your map. But you can choose a character one, so they have almost every character from all the Harry Potter films, and all the major characters, and all the major characters from Fantastic Beasts films too. So it's pretty cool.
Do they have people like walking around or anything?
Oh yeah, dude. They have. So this is great. So they have everybody there. So they have a whole bunch of people helping you. So if you don't want to select a character wand, you can have someone help you select wands for your family. Which is kind of cool. It's kind of like the process on Pottermore, except for, like I said, they don't give you like Dragon Core 12.5-inch Hawthorn. Mm-hmm. You can basically just pick the wood. So they have a whole bunch of categories of the woods, and you can choose which wood you want, right? So if you, if you don't want to get a character wand, you can say, oh, I want to get, I want to get an ivory wand. Well, they have somebody there, because each wood is a different characteristic. So they have some Ollivander employees who help groups of people select what wand would fit their personality the best. So it kind of shows you which wood you want.
Yeah.
But cool. Well, the problem was, so me and the girls, everybody in my family went on Pottermore early on, and our wands were selected, and our Patronuses and all this stuff in our houses. And so the girls were all kind of getting stuff like, my oldest was getting Gryffindor stuff, and my youngest only wanted Hufflepuff stuff, and I obviously only wanted Ravenclaw stuff. But we had all the wood of our wands, and so we each wanted our own wand. Well, only two of us had the wood here. And they said, like, in Orlando, they have all the woods, all the different woods and strings, but they kind of are limited to because like on Pottermore, there's like 20 different woods. There, I think there was like 10. It's still a cool selection, but if you were specifically going in looking at a very, very specific individual wand, you're going to be I was a little disappointed with that. So I figured I'd just go with the classic, go with the Deathly Hallow.
Go with the wand.
So one thing that's pretty funny, so my youngest wanted Harry Potter's wand. And so I was like, well, maybe I'll get Voldemort's, and we'll have the twin core wand, right? And so I'm like, where's Voldemort's wand? So if you say Voldemort at any of the stores, the employees immediately stop and say, "You shall not talk about he who shall not be named."
Oh, really?
Right, yeah. So I said Voldemort casually, not even that loud, and one of the employees was like, "We do not mention he who shall not be named's name here. What are you, mad?" And so I was laughing, and so I forgot about it, and then I said it louder a second time, and literally everybody in the store stopped, all the workers, and in unison they were like, "We do not mention he who shall not be named." And I'm like, this is great.
I'll have to remember that. I gotta do that, like when I'm at one of the. We talk about trying to go to the Florida one.
Yeah, so. I am. After my experience in California, we've always talked about going to Disney World, maybe, but we are already like, we're going to Universal Studios in Orlando. We're bringing all our Harry Potter shit, and it's going to be glorious. So
yeah, that's pretty much like we gave our kids like, so we can either try and figure out how to go to Disney World, or you guys can go to Universal Studios and go to the Harry Potter land. And the kids are like, Harry Potter.
I've never thought anything was more magical than going to Disneyland. Like, I love Disneyland, and that's before I've even been to Star Wars Land. But I'm telling you, going to Hogwarts, even considering it wasn't as big as I hoped for, I would literally spend, like, if they built an entire park just of Harry Potter, I would just live there.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would.
And everybody there was, like, in character. We got a picture with they had the train conductor for the Hogwarts Express, and even he was in character, because, you know, anybody who watches Harry Potter or has read the books, if you're a wizard and you hold your wand out to the street, it calls the night bus. And it's a bus that you can get on as a wizard. You know, it's just for wizards. And so we were taking a picture. We wanted to take our pictures with our wands out with the conductor. And so we had taken one with a different conductor. And they all speak with English accents. And so he's talking about, oh, you got your owl, and what house are you in? And they talk, you know, nothing about, just all, you know, canon stuff. And so we went to take another one with a different guy. And we had our wands out. We were going to do it. And so my youngest kept holding it out like this. And he's like, girl, are you mad? You're going to summon the night bus. It's like, and whatever his name who drives it's got crazy pants. And I owe him like 3 galleons. And I'm like, it's just funny. He was so in character. And he just just the little detail of her holding her wand out. You know, he hit it right on cue of like, you know, he knew the lore, he knew the character, and it was pretty impressive. I mean, it was Disney level of staying in character, and it really made the experience a lot of fun. Yeah,
I'm sure the girls they probably just lost their minds.
Oh yeah, they absolutely loved it. You know, they wanted me to buy literally everything in the place. I will say the stuff was a little spendy. The wands weren't too bad. They were about $60 a piece, which, considering how much you get to do and how cool they are, that's really not that bad. But, like, some of the stuff, I'm not going to lie, some of the stuff you see I did not buy at the park. I bought on Amazon as soon as I left the park. Because, like, this same map on Amazon was like $25. In the park was $60.
Holy crap.
You know.
That's markup.
Yeah, well, yeah, the scarves. This nice scarf I got on Amazon for $21. In the park, it was $60 per scarf. Or no, $40 per scarf. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, I still bought a lot of stuff. I bought the chocolate frog. I bought a whole bunch of souvenirs. The girls all got their own stuff. We got some cool Harry Potter pens and stuff like that. But it is definitely a little spendy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it's even at the Orlando, Florida one, it's probably just as bad.
Yeah, and I'm sure. Yeah. And so I would recommend, like, there's a lot of stuff you want to buy, and it's going to be super fun if you go. But I would recommend, if any of you guys are planning on taking a trip to one of the parks, buy a few of the things before you go in, like the scarves, the robes you can get at the stores. The robes, I was going to get the kids' robes because I'm like, you know what, I'm going to let them be wizards. You know, there's only a few times in their life.
Around the park wearing it and stuff like that.
And so I'm looking at the robes, and they are super. They're like hand-stitched, and they're super nice. $114. I'm like, nope. I'm not spending $500 to outfit my family in robes. So, yeah.
Just go to the hotel and they'll steal some bathrobes.
Well, and you can get, like, if you go on Harry Potter, this is an official Harry Potter scarf. It's just not from the park, right?
Yeah.
If you go online, or even you can buy they have really cool costume, like Harry Potter costumes. You can get at costume stores with robes that are pretty nice for, you know, half the price. So I would recommend things like wands. I got a really cool Christmas ornament. A Hogwarts Christmas ornament that actually is like a super detailed castle inside of it. It's awesome. I've never seen anywhere else. So, you know, little things like that. We got, you know, we each got our houses, Ravenclaw, our pins. It basically looks like that, but it's a pin you can put on like a suitcase or something. So, I mean, there's a lot I got a really cool Deathly Hallows keychain. So, stuff like that, you know, you definitely want to pick up there. But like, for instance, if you want Hedwig the owl, all the owl stuffed animals are $17. Hedwig is $39. I'm just like, you rotten motherfuckers.
You bastards. It's the exact same thing, practically.
But yeah, so I mean, you know, like the wands. Definitely don't buy the wands before you go. Do the wand experience. I mean, it's there's some stuff there you definitely want to buy.
Shout Voldemort when you're inside the store.
Yes. Shout Voldemort. Put your wand out when you're near people. There's a lot of really cool. I heard in Orlando you can actually ride the night bus, which is awesome.
That's cool.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, the whole experience was magical, except for the pocketbook's a little unmagical. I ordered 4 butterbeers, and it cost me $39.
For a butterbeer?
4 of them cost me $39. I'm telling you, though, butterbeer is fucking magical. If you've never had butterbeer, you are missing out. It is great.
What does it taste like? Is it like...
It tastes like cream soda. So basically, it tastes like root beer and cream soda mixed together with like a layer of whipped cream that has like a butterscotch taste.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically like butterscotch whipped cream with cream soda and root beer mixed. Is what it tastes like.
Yeah, I'm sure kids love the shit out of that.
No, I loved the shit out of it. It was great. It was actually too sweet for my youngest. I finished hers. I was like, it would taste great with a little rum in it. You just put a little rum in there.
Yeah, make it a good adult drink.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. So apparently, if you go to the Three Broomsticks restaurant, they actually give you butterbeer ice cream. You can buy it there.
Ooh.
I did not know it was there. To be fair, it was like 45 degrees and raining, so it was super cold.
Yeah.
So by the end of the day, I think the family was ready to get the hell out of there, but it worked in our favor. So usually the Harry Potter ride's about a 2-hour wait. It took us about 40 minutes to get through it the first time, and then by the end of the day, everybody left. We rode it like 4 times in a row with no wait.
Yeah. When you have no line, you just gotta maximize it.
Oh, the last tip though, real quick. So the Harry Potter Forbidden Journey, I think it's called Forbidden Journey ride, the big ride there. If any of you guys want to go stand in line for like when the wait's about 30-40 minutes. You do want to stand in line because it takes you through the castle. So whenever you see like that picture of the Hogwarts castle, that's actually the ride. It's built inside that. And so the wait takes you through. You get to see all these different props from the movie. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're actual props, but like, recreations from the movie. You get to go into the against the dark arts classroom. They have a little recording of the characters, of the actors. You get to go into Dumbledore's office. And you get to see all this like incredibly detailed stuff while you're waiting in line to get to the ride. So really, I mean, every single time it's not as cool, but especially the first time, you really do want to wait in line and check out everything inside this castle because it really is cool. I mean, it's just Easter eggs ever. Like the pictures are all recorded videos, so they're all moving and talking to you and doing stuff and jumping from picture frame to picture frame. They have the fat lady; she talks and does all this stuff. I mean, they have like Quidditch through the ages.
They have the little knight guy that replaces the fat lady.
No, I didn't see the knight. I think was that Peeves in the movies. Yeah. I don't think I saw him, but they have all the founders there. I mean, it's pretty cool, man. It was awesome. I had a great time. So
outside of the Harry Potter experience, what is the best character that you got to take a photo with at just like the actual park stuff?
Probably it was at Magic Mountain. I got to take a picture with Wonder Woman and Batman.
Oh, nice.
And then I got this sweet mug. This is my Magic Mountain pair. Let me tell you, when we went to Magic Mountain, which is LA's Six Flags, they have a deal with Warner Brothers. So they have all the comic book stuff. We went through the Justice League Hall of Justice. We did all this stuff. There's so much superhero stuff there. This is all I got. You don't even know how hard it was. Luckily, all the t-shirts were just a little too small for me, so I was like, the 2Xs were too big, but the 1X was too small, so I didn't buy any shirts because they had ungodly amounts of cool shirts and sweatshirts. But
I'm sure they had all the sweet stuff.
But I did that. We did get to ride in side note, I rode the most insane roller coaster I've ever. The Goliath is a 275-foot straight drop at 80 miles an hour.
Did anyone go with you?
The whole family went.
Even Chuck got to go on that?
Charlie's tall enough to ride almost all the roller coasters. She rode almost all the roller coasters. By the end of the day, my head hurt, my neck hurt because it's just extreme roller coasters. But the only one she didn't get to ride, she couldn't ride the Batman ride. There was a few that were too tall, but she rode all the major rides.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
So let's see. I really enjoyed that, and then honestly, I don't think I took any other pictures with any other characters at Universal. The Simpsons. I like the Simpsons, but I didn't really care that much about the Simpsons.
Yeah.
What else did we even do there? I let the kids really enjoy. I became like I was a kid at Harry Potter Land, but the rest of the Universal Studios, I kind of let them do their thing and let them.
I think I saw you had a picture from like the Minions or the daughters from.
The daughters from the. So what is the Minions called? Despicable Me. They had all the Despicable Me characters. We did get a picture. I think one of my favorite pictures. We did get a picture with King Julian. That was hilarious from Madagascar. That was cool. But they got a picture with all the daughters. It was really funny because the daughters really interacted with the girls, and And sorry, everybody, by the way, if you're tuning in for news, we're going to have some, but this is kind of basically like, this is the Brian talks about his vacation episode.
This is a fun family thing, so this is something I want to hear about too.
Yeah,
so.
That's true. Actually, you know what? This is a good point, Ryan. This episode's very public service announcement. We have a lot of stuff to talk about that isn't just regurgitating the news. So, so anyway, for anybody who's want to know what the show's going to be about, I'm going to talk more about my vacation for a little while. Then we're going to talk a little bit about some news. We have a cool topic about Blu-rays and the digital universe. So if you ever wondered, you know what, I'm tired of all these Blu-rays. How do I get digital movies? What do I do? We've got that completely covered. We got a couple fun questions from the Faithful 50, and of course we have a couple recommendations that we're going to go into massively into depth on individual reviews after the show. So that is what you have forward to the rest of the episode.
Yes.
Until then, back to your question. So yeah, so the Despicable Me characters, it was really cool. So they're the three daughters, and so my daughters went up to them, and a lot of the characters, you know, they just kind of hug you, or you know, they'd like strike a pose or do something fun, and then you know you get your picture and. But these girls, like...
They're actually at their height.
Yeah, they were at their height, and they actually had, like, they all give hugs, and they stayed in character, and one of them, who's kind of the bratty one, was all mad. And so I just kept snapping pictures because it was funny. And I didn't post it on Facebook. I posted them all in order, and it was like this whole story about how two of them got hugs, and the one who didn't got mad, so she threw a temper tantrum, and then she, like, kept jumping in front of the picture so nobody else could see her. It was really fun, man. The girls they really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Those are pretty funny stickers when I saw that on your.
And then Charlie, when we saw the Minion, she tried to hide a banana in the backpack so she could give the Minion a banana.
Oh, really?
Before we left, we're like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm putting a banana in the backpack." I'm like, "No." I was like, I don't want to bring a banana. It'll get smushed. But I want to. And finally, she started breaking down. But I got to give it to the Minion. They want bananas. I'm like, that's pretty cool.
I think that would have been awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably not the first time Minions have received bananas.
Yeah, if I just wait until people leave and just.
Yeah, I got a pretty cool picture with. We got a pretty cool family picture with Optimus Prime. That was cool.
Oh yeah.
And it's cool because there's somebody in the suit and like somebody's watching, and so Optimus is talking to you in Optimus's voice, right? He's like, "Oh, you children and your father. Let's see your action pose," and you're like.
Yeah.
We will destroy the Decepticons together. It's pretty cool. One dad came up with a Decepticons hat on, and Optimus is like, "What is this treasonous activity?" It was really funny. It was pretty cool. But, yeah, it was fun, man. We had a really good time. We took them on the studio tour. That was a little bit of a bust. They wanted to see the Jaws more than anything, and the Jaws part was down, which sucks. But, you know, of course, they don't tell you beforehand, which is stupid, but...
Yeah.
But whatever, I mean, it was fun. We had a good time. Like I said, Magic Mountain was great. They had all the superhero stuff. It was pretty cool from my perspective, too, because I was able to buy each of the girls. They had some really nice capes that you could buy for the kids, and I guess, and adults. I didn't buy a cape, but I bought each of the girls. They picked out each a Wonder Woman cape, and, you know, and Charlie, she would just be like, "I'm Wonder Woman," and whenever she would pose for stuff, she'd, like, do this, or the action pose. And from ride to ride, she would run, and her cape would float. So I got some really cool pictures of, you know, her wearing her Wonder Woman cape. We did get a picture in front of the Batmobile. That was pretty sweet.
What was it? I was thinking, did they have Superman's Fortress of Solitude?
Yeah, but the ride was down.
Oh,
that's the downside apparently of going in February. Is they do a lot of maintenance on rides this time of year, which, you know, whatever. It is what it is.
It sounds like fun though, dude.
Yeah, we
take a trip like that.
We had a really good time. We bought these LA Go passes, which was pretty cool. They were a little spendy for the family, like $800 for 4 people, but it included Magic Mountain, it included Universal Studios, and just for a day pass in Universal is, you know, $450 for the family. So, and so we also got to go. We went to the La Brea Tar Pits. We went to on Hollywood Walk of Fame. We got to go to a wax museum. There was a whole bunch of stuff we got to do, so we definitely got our money's worth out of it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that was all included in the price of the LA Go Pass. So, and it works pretty cool from our phone. So, I would definitely recommend anybody who's going to a city like that, check out whatever city Go Pass they have. Usually they have a whole bunch of attractions you can go to for one price, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds pretty sweet.
So, but definitely anybody who's on the fence of going to, we just call it Harry Potter Land now. It's not even Universal Studios at this point. if you want to go to Harry Potter Land, I would definitely recommend it. If you don't have enough cash to fly to Orlando, I mean, the California one is definitely worth it. It's fun. We just had a great time. I mean, as you can tell, it's all Harry Potter in my house still. That's all anybody, I mean, for crying out loud, people, I got the Marauders map.
If only...
Expelliarmus!
How much money do you think that J.K. Rowling gets from all this stuff?
Oh, God. That woman is worth billions, and it's not going down anytime soon.
Yeah.
Since we watched all 8 Harry Potter movies, and we just watched the 2 Fantastic Beasts movies 2 days ago. So, like I said, it is nothing but Harry Potter up in my house right now. As you can tell, I am currently addicted to the magic as well.
I'm sure it would be the exact same thing for my family when we finally get to go. So.
Yeah, it's we might have to talk. Maybe we'll have to go to Orlando together, because I really want to go to Orlando.
Yeah, you just want to bring your wand, so you can be like, I already got my wand.
As soon as I get off the show tonight, Ryan, I plan on polishing it, keep it nice and clean.
Did it have any Quidditch stuff?
Yeah, they did. You could get Quidditch robes and Quidditch outfits, and you could buy. I was really mad though they didn't have the snitch. I wanted to buy like a nice metal snitch, but
snitch?
They didn't have one. Yeah. You could buy some of you could buy the beaters, and you could buy a quaffle. I was kind of mad. It'd be nice. I wanted to buy the whole suitcase, right, where you could open it up and have the snitch. I would have paid some serious money if you could have bought the entire Quidditch suitcase, but I didn't see that anywhere, so I don't know. We'll see. Some of their merchandise was definitely disappointing as far as how, you go there thinking, I want to buy everything from the movie, and it's not that it's limited, but it's not as much as you would hope.
Yeah.
Unless you go to the toy...
The Orlando one probably, like you said, they have all the wands, and they have...
Yeah, I mean, they know what they're... I mean, let's be honest, they're a business, so they have to produce what they know they can sell the most of, and they're not going to make a lot of money mass-producing everything from the movies, right?
$600 Quidditch cases.
I will say you could buy the Monster Book of Monsters, the one that bites your fingers.
Oh, really?
Dude, it's so cool. You push it and you pet the spine and it snores, but then if you move, it chomps. I almost bought it. I should have bought it.
Yeah.
I could just see that going off of my luggage and get kicked off the plane, though. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? Unless you have any other questions, we should probably get into the news because we're already 30 minutes in, and I've just been nerding out.
We spent way too much time just talking about.
That's impossible.
Stuff. People don't want to listen to us just talk about family stuff. That's not our.
Look at that wizard. All right, whatever. All right, so if you have any other questions that spring to your mind, we shall talk about them. But until then, I think it's time to get into the wizard news, Ryan. We're going to hit you with the Expelliarmus of information. The Avada Kedavra of knowledge.
And then we're going to finish it off with a Hagrid.
With the wand polish of truth and justice. The Hagrid leg sweep. All right, fuck it. I'll roll with it. All right, what do we got here? You know what? Since we've been gone for a couple weeks, we're just going to do random news that we want to talk about. So the first up is apparently, spoiler alert, fans are stupid. And
what?
Yeah, I know this is going to come as a real shock to you, Ryan. But apparently people who are mad at Brie Larson for saying that she wants to see an all-female Avengers movie.
How dare she, Brian?
Jesus Christ. You know what, people? If you don't want to see an all-female Avengers movie, then don't fucking go when it comes out. Just stay at home.
Yeah.
You know what you don't do is go on Rotten Tomatoes and just bomb the review scores so it makes the movie look like it's bad.
I gotta admit, though, my daughter, every time she sees a Captain Marvel commercial, she looks at me dead in the eye, and she's like, I want to see this movie.
I pre-ordered my tickets this week for when it comes out I think we're going on the 8th, March 8th. Yeah. And I told my daughters, and they were literally jumping off couches excited. So, fuck everybody who's a bunch of, this is a girl movie. Shut up. But I ain't got time for you. But anyway, Rotten Tomatoes, at the same time, The Last Jedi, Star Wars 9, which hasn't even had a title or anything or trailer yet, is already getting negative critic reviews of, I don't want to see this movie getting bombed on Rotten Tomatoes because people are mad about Star Wars? I don't even fucking know. So Rotten Tomatoes has decided they've had enough, and they have gotten completely rid of the want to see function of Rotten Tomatoes.
Which is, I never really used Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, I can't really tell you, other than like when we looked it up for our craptastic stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I never paid attention.
I can care less. I don't really care that much about the score, like the whatever you call it, the collected score. But what I like, the only thing I like Rotten Tomatoes for is I liked it because they collect a lot of reviews, right? So you can kind of read through the different reviews. So like if somebody says the movie sucks, I kind of like to see why they think it sucks. If they start saying like DC doesn't know what they're doing and there's too many ego, whatever, I don't care about that shit. Like I watched this movie and it's broke. The middle there's no middle, and the ending will make you go, why the hell did I just watch this movie? That's the kind of review I want to see. So that's the kind of stuff I'll filter through, right, and check it out. So. But yeah, to your point, honestly, if I want to see a movie, I just go see it. Like, whatever. I don't care what a bunch of pompous assholes with internet connections say about movies.
Those stupid movie critics, they don't know what they're talking about.
There's only 2 movie critics you should ever listen to, and both of them are sitting on your computer screen or phone screen or tablet screen right now, waving wands at you.
I like to think that we're above them, but
we don't really shit on anything, and even when we do shit on stuff, it's kind of like, listen, this movie, somebody put a lot of time and energy into it, but I did not understand it. It is real dumb.
This movie sucks, but, I mean, it didn't waste all my time.
Did you ever watch Annihilation?
I was saved to watch it. I thought my wife would watch it with me, and then when I showed it to her, she's like, no.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, all the artsy-fartsy film critics loved it because it's a super artsy-fartsy film critic movie that makes you think about your own self-awareness and where you are in the universe and what it means to be human. And you know what? It's stupid and leaves the ending is completely open-ended to leave for your own interpretation. And I'm like, fuck off.
You can see from my responses, it's either people loved it or they hated it.
That movie's a waste of 2 hours.
Together.
It is real stupid. I mean, I get it's a well-made movie and it's good. Just like Blade Runner. I get that everybody loves Blade Runner. It makes you think about what does it mean to be human. Guess what? It's fucking boring. I don't give a shit.
Nobody cares.
It's a boring 2-hour look into your own psyche and what it means to be human. Starring Indiana Jones in a way boring movie.
So,
you want to see Harrison Ford in an entertaining movie? Watch Star Wars or Indiana Jones. How about that? Or even Air Force One. I'd watch Air Force. I'm going to go on record saying Air Force One is a superior movie to Blade Runner. How about that? How about that, Internet? Hit me with all your hate mail. Psh. All right, moving on.
Harrison's in.
Ryan, guess what? Guess what's coming?
I can only think of one thing, Brian.
What's coming, Ryan?
Is it Captain Marvel?
No, it's winter. Winter is coming. What the fuck? What is wrong with you? The last season of Game of Thrones is almost here, and now we're getting all kinds of cross-promotional stuff. One of the weirdest ones is apparently Oreos is going all in on Game of Thrones, and we're getting Game of Thrones Oreos.
I still need to pick up that winter is coming, what was it, vodka or something? Or
whiskey? Scotch? My Johnny White Walkers?
Scotch. That's what it was.
That was a good crossover. Well, anyway, all I know, Ryan, is there will be many murders in the Oreo family because I'm going to kill every last one of those cookies.
As long as there's no Joffreys, then.
Ugh, fuck that guy. Ugh, hate Joffrey.
That would be the one Oreo I'd literally just throw into the garbage can.
Well, is it like, you know how they do flavors? Is that like the taste like shit flavor Oreo?
Because you got that shit thrown on him.
Dude, me and the wife finally got the missus to get on board with Game of Thrones, and that's the episode we watched last night.
Oh, yeah?
And I love that. It's a great part. We've had, I forgot it, what Tyrion said. We've had idiots as kings, and we've had we've had tyrants as kings, and we've had idiots as kings, but I don't think we've ever had an idiot tyrant not a tyrant. It was something else. But yeah, he's like, I don't think we've ever had an idiot tyrant for a king. It's so great. It wasn't tyrant. It was what was it? I don't know. It was so great. I forgot how good Peter Dinklage's lines. He had so many good lines in the first seasons of Game of Thrones. It's so great. All right, let's see what else. What else is great? We got a couple trailers from Netflix that dropped that actually movies look pretty good. Not gonna lie, I actually did quick recommendation too. I actually watched a Netflix movie that I enjoyed over the holiday. It was Polar, the movie starring Mad Mikkelsen. It looked like a ripoff of John Wick, and critics just ravaged it, but it's actually pretty good.
What was it?
It's called Polar, like Polar Express. Polar.
Okay.
It's about a hitman that
I'd seen the picture for it.
Yeah, it's like a hitman who all of a sudden like his like place of business decided to kill him for money. So he has to kill all the people who try. Like I said, it's kind of like John Wick, but it's like if John Wick. It's like if John Wick was made by the guy who wrote Smoking Aces and Quentin Tarantino. I mean, but not as good. But it's still pretty good. For a Netflix movie, I really enjoyed it.
Does the cat get killed?
No, there's a dog that dies. But it's kind of funny. They definitely are playing on the whole, you killed my dog, now I'm going to kill all of you. I
didn't know that was a thing beyond John Wick. So
yeah, you watch the movie. Everyone, Polar on Netflix, pretty good. But in the meantime, there's actually 2 movies that got released, and I totally scrolled past them, so I don't remember what the names of them are. One of them is a Ben Affleck movie called
Ben. He's Ben. He's in drug rehab.
God damn it!
I know which one you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it though. It's the one where they're all like the soldiers and
I'm trying to
go to steal the guy's money.
I'm looking at the trailer, but they didn't say what it's called. Hang on, I'm going to the end of it.
It looked good.
It's called Triple Frontier. Wow, I wish I did editing because I'd really edit out that like 10-second like pause of us not talking about anything.
So
anyway, Triple Frontier. It's got a lot of really good actors. It's like a bunch of mercenaries decided to rob the cartel. Like one dude, they end up robbing like the entire cartel. So it's like them versus every single like drug runner in South America.
Yeah, I like the one. All right, grab your backpack of money and let's go. And then one guy's like, "Nope, I'm gonna take this armored car instead."
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm anxious to see it. I saw another trailer too for it's called The Highwaymen. It's starring Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner. It's about the two they're Texas Rangers who used to be like, we ride horses, and now we're about to retire because we've been doing this for so long. They're the people who brought down Bonnie and Clyde. So it looks really good. Like it looks like classic Costner, man. Like Dances with Wolves Costner. It looks pretty good. I was like, ooh, this looks good.
So it was Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner?
Yeah, Woody Harrelson. Check out the trailer. It's called, I forgot to share it, so my bad, everybody. But just check out, it's called The Highwaymen. It's from Netflix, and it's coming, I think, in March.
Okay.
So it actually looks like Netflix is finally giving us a few movies worth watching.
Well, they had that one that was nominated for an Oscar, so.
Yeah, Roma. I think Alfonso Cuarón won Best Director for that. Should we talk about the Oscars now? Did we even care? Should we just announce, like, Spider-Man won Best Animated Movie, which we predicted.
Yeah, but when they were doing the intro to it, they were like, remember when you were a kid? And they just basically said, like, well, this is the child category, basically.
Whatever.
So they still don't give it really any recognition.
Let's be honest. Animated features are never going to get... I mean, Beauty and the Beast was the best movie I saw that year that it came out. The Lion King was the best movie I saw that year when it came out. And, nobody even takes those seriously. Whatever.
But no, the movie that, gives the most old white people a pat on the back.
Yeah, I don't... and I haven't seen The Green Book. Apparently it's like... there's a lot of controversy. I haven't seen it, but apparently it's like what white people think a movie about race should be about, is what I'm hearing.
Where they don't talk about race at all.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. All I know is a lot of people are real mad about it. Whatever. I haven't watched it yet. I'm sure it's stupid. If it won the Oscar for Best Movie, it's probably not. So, let's see here. Speaking of things that are the best, Ryan, that are actually the best, Jack Ryan has been renewed for season 3 already at Amazon. Season 2 hasn't even come out. It's already gotten a third season.
They haven't done season 2 yet.
I know. I'm waiting for season 2. I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Dude, that show blew me away. Like, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it was fucking great. Dude, awesome. I blew through that, like, immediately. It was like an 8-hour movie. It was really good. Speaking of things that were really good, The Last Jedi, and I don't care what anybody says, I'll never change my opinion about that. Director of that marvelous Star Wars movie, Rian Johnson, is still doing his Star Wars trilogy, despite man-baby fanboys whining on the internet.
What? You mean they didn't give in to all the petitions from the 30 people that were pissed off about it?
No, and in fact, apparently Disney is not giving in to anybody. J.J. Abrams was coming out saying, and this is why this leads us back to the Rotten Tomatoes score bombing. J.J. Abrams came out and said he loves The Last Jedi, and he did not retcon, change anything. He added on to the film in the way that he was always planning on it. And everyone should just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
To that I say, excellento. I agree. Whoop. I'm giving you money. This is me putting galleons into your pocket, J.J. Abrams. From when I see Star Wars Episode 9 17 times. But a lot of people had hoped that Rian Johnson was no longer going to be doing Star Wars because they cried a lot and they really thought Disney cared what they thought. And no, Rian Johnson's like, no, I'm still working on it. It's coming out. So apparently after Star Wars Episode 9, the next trilogy of movies we're getting is the Weiss and Benioff, the makers of Game of Thrones, and then we're going to get the Rian Johnson trilogy.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm also apparently, even though all the people whined about all the movies, apparently Disney said, listen, we're not going to release a lot of these movies. We're canceling all the movies because Solo didn't do so well. But here's the funny part. All those ideas we had, we're going to take them and we're going to turn them into TV shows instead. So apparently we're getting an Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. We may be getting a Knights of Ren TV show. We may be getting the Solo storyline continued in a TV show.
Ooh. With
Ray Park and all this other stuff. So, you know what I got to say to that? Thank you, whiny child whiner people on the internet, because now we get even more hours of good Star Wars movies.
It's going to be even more, and they're going to be able to expand the universe that they hate so much even bigger. So
I hope they make a show called Vaginas of the Star Wars Universe, and it's only girls.
Mm-hmm.
Making fun of people whining all the time.
That would be very popular.
Probably a different title, though. I don't feel like Vaginas of the Star Wars Universe is going to get the traction that it needs. So probably like, let's just really piss people off and call it like Woman Power of the Star Wars Universe. How about that? That'll just make everybody so mad.
And all it is just them just chucking dudes into a Sarlacc pit.
No, I'm telling you, it's a 20-minute episode of Rey just randomly drop kicking dudes in the nuts.
Yes, but then they fall into a Sarlacc pit.
Oh, that'd be great. But it's got to be a girl Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, I didn't know they were gender specific, but
oh god, I saw a tweet people were mad about saying that there's not enough sexy aliens in Star Wars anymore. That Disney's dropping the ball. I give up.
There were sexy aliens?
If you're a toxic Star Wars fan, I don't even know what you should do.
Other than like Leia being in that slave suit, I don't think I ever had like any sexy alien thoughts.
Yeah, I mean. Listen, I think people who want to like get rid of that, like retcon the Leia slave suit is stupid. Like, come on, just leave it. It is what it is. But I mean, as far as there's too many women in Star Wars, I say there's not enough women in Star Wars because I like all the women in Star Wars. They're great, except for Jen Erso. She didn't really do anything. I don't know what her deal was. Like, she just showed up in a movie, ran around a lot, and then got blown up by the Death Star. Spoiler alert. So I wasn't a big fan of hers, but whatever.
All right. Well,
moving on.
I mean, There's always more stuff for them to complain about.
Yeah, so. I'm sure. Oh, here's something else for whiny people to complain about. Brie Larson apparently is going to be Marvel's highest paid superhero. She signed a 7-picture deal, and she's getting the most money for the first movie of any of the
pictures.
7-picture deal, and I think her first movie, this Captain Marvel, is going to pay her $5 million. If you contrast that to Chris Hemsworth made $300,000 for the first Thor movie.
Oh, really?
So yeah, she's going to be. This is the highest paid superhero debut, and I believe her contract, the base salary, will be one of the highest ever. Right now, Robert Downey's making like back end points, so he's averaging like $60 million a movie. So I don't think anybody's going to top that. But
yeah, but
so get ready for a lot of Captain Marvel
for like women in movies. I mean, As long as they can bring that pay gap up.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, come on. These movies are making, like, right now, they're already saying Captain Marvel's tracking at, like, $130 million for opening weekend. I mean,
movie. I mean, that's going to make a shitload of money.
They can afford to pay Brie Larson, who's actually a fairly well-known actress. They can afford to pay her $5 million. I mean, come on. That doesn't even seem like that much money, honestly, for a movie like this, but whatever. Anyway.
Hopefully Scarlett Johansson's getting her pay on Scarlett.
Yeah, I heard something. She was getting like $20 million for the Black Widow movie, so good for her. All right, let's see here. Netflix apparently is getting in the Transformers business. We're getting a Transformers origin story in an animated form coming out in 2020 on Netflix.
Well, if it's anything like the Voltron ones, my son... so I started watching Voltron.
I need to watch it. Is it good?
He loved the shit out of it. He'd watch all 8 seasons to the very end.
I need to watch it. It's one of those shows I keep saying, okay, I've got to watch it, and I got to watch it, and I keep forgetting to. But like Castlevania, I love Castlevania.
Hey, he said the ending gets a little sad when it's over, but he said it was a really good series. So,
okay, cool, check it out. All right, Voltron. Disney World apparently is now selling adult alcoholic popsicles, so something to look forward to if you go to Disney World.
Which is very much needed.
Yes. Something else that was very much needed. Hasbro and Paramount have officially confirmed that Bumblebee does in fact reboot the Transformers universe. Thank God, because Bumblebee is fantastic.
Oh, so that movie is basically telling all the other movies to F off.
Yeah, I think they always kind of intended that. I think they wanted to see what the response was before they went forward. You know, you don't want to scrap everything in case people didn't like this. You could kind of go back, but... I'm telling you, man, Bumblebee is a great movie, and that is the direction the Transformers need to go. You will see soon. I think it comes out in March, so in the next few weeks. Something that will not be coming out soon is Season 3 of The Punisher or Season 4 of Jessica Jones, because Netflix has officially canceled them both, ending the Netflix era of Marvel. Adios. Nothing to say about that.
No,
let's see.
They say it's actually because Netflix has to pay licensing rights for all the shows, and it was just getting too expensive.
Yeah, which, I mean, I get, whatever. I mean, plus, to be honest with you, we're going to talk about it later tonight, but the Umbrella Academy, if we're going to be getting more independent, like, new comic book stuff like that, I'm okay with them getting rid of the Marvel stuff. Plus, let's be honest, Disney is about to own Marvel, or the rest of the Marvel properties, and they're going to have Hulu. I'm guessing... I saw today that Disney's approaching Warner Brothers about their 10% of Hulu. So Disney's going to have 2 streaming services. They're going to have Hulu and their Disney Play app. So my guess is we're going to get a lot of Marvel content on the Hulu channel.
Yep, I can see it coming.
All right, let's see. Let's blow through a couple quick things real quick. Bill and Ted 3 are finally shooting this spring. So, hey, that's finally coming. Yay! Excellent! John Krasinski is officially returning to direct the Quiet Place sequel. I had no word on whether he's going to be in it.
Have you seen the first?
Yes, it's very good.
I gotta watch it.
It's one of those movies that if you think about too much, it'll fall apart, but you don't really need to because it's just really good acting and performance. It's an entertaining movie. Like, it's a ton of suspense. It's a good show.
Okay.
But like, I mean, you'll see when you watch it. You're like, oh, wait a minute. You're telling me the military didn't try that? I mean, there's a few things that kind of falls apart, but it's infinitely better than that crappy Bird Box piece of shit.
Yes. God.
Gremlins. So we talked a few weeks ago about Warner Brothers was getting into the streaming service business as well. Apparently, it sounds like one of their first projects they're working on is a Gremlins animated series that will debut on the streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, whatever. Yeah. I love Gremlins. I don't love them enough to pay $6.99 a month for their fucking streaming service. Hey, Warner Brothers, you want me to pay you money for your streaming service? I need a fucking Harry Potter show.
Ooh, that's a good... That would get so many people to sign up.
You give me 5 seasons of 10 episodes each about the founders, Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Slytherin, and Ravenclaw, and about how they form Hogwarts. I'll give you I'll pay you $15 a month. Just fucking give me all
money.
You make it the Harry Potter network and give me quality shows, I'll fucking watch it.
do a Harry Potter son movie, The Cursed Child.
No, just give me all the old shit. I don't even care. Give me. I want the books.
Like the prequels.
Give me 10 years of Voldemort becoming Voldemort. They don't even talk about that really in the books. How about that?
Yeah. Let's see Harry Potter's dad being a dick to Snape.
Oh yeah, dude, the Marauders. Give me the Moony Wormtail fucking Padfoot and Prongs show. I'll watch that too. Be great. A show I don't know if I will watch, but I probably will, let's be honest, is apparently David Hasselhoff is teasing a Knight Rider revival.
It doesn't surprise me.
I only want to do this if they do it in the style of Joe Dirt and Michael Knight is still in the Trans Am.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Then I will watch it.
I haven't watched that movie since it came out.
Yeah, no shit. Speaking of things that are coming out that I'll watch, Aquaman 2 apparently has finally got greenlit. It made $1.3 billion. It's the highest grossing DC movie of all time. And it took until now for them to greenlight a sequel. And get this, we are not even getting it till 2022. December of 2022.
So, what are they going to do between that? That's the main question.
We're going to get 76 Harley Quinn movies.
Yes. And the Trenches movie or whatever.
Well, we're going to get a Hotel Transylvania 4. That's coming out in 2021. We're also getting Star Trek Discovery Season 3.
Oh, so I still got to wait until Season 2's done so I can make a new fake email account and then do my free subscription. Yep,
that's exactly what we're going to do. And then let's see what else we got here. There's a new Pikachu trailer. We're not going to talk about that. Topher Grace made a mega trailer. He cut a 5-minute trailer of all 10 Star Wars movies, and is glorious. You should definitely check it out.
Oh, really?
Topher Grace, yes, of Spider-Man 3 fame.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. We got on the channel. It's been all over anywhere, so just Google it. You guys can watch it. I highly recommend it. And then finally, our last story of the night is we actually blew through the news pretty quick. This is actually a first for us. Maybe I should just talk about Hogwarts for 30 minutes every episode. And then finally, this is 2 weeks worth of news. Believe that. Well, actually, I got two stories. One, real quick, public service. Since we're doing public service announcements on this show, well, I'll do it after the fun news. France has officially greenlit competitive lightsaber fights as a sport in France. Yes! Woo! So tonight when I finish polishing my wand, I'm going to pull out my lightsaber and I'm going to give that a whack too.
So are we going to move to France and we're going to rent a villa, you and me. We're going to do we're going to train every day. We're going to have Eye of the Tiger playing every day.
Hey, who gave you your combat lightsaber? Because I need to put a spell on them to send me another one. Send us another one.
Oh, I'll put in a query.
You got to put in a la query.
And then
we got to start speaking French.
We're going to become the best French combat lightsaber fighters ever.
I'm going to do the thing where Dumbledore sticks his wand to his throat and he can speak real loud, but I'm going to say French. I'm going to be like, enchanté, je m'appelle Brown.
And then it becomes
lightsaber duel.
I want to see it become an Olympic sport. That's it.
All bullshitting aside, this is actually competitive lightsabering is becoming more popular, and you can actually watch it. It was on ESPN 3 the other day. And these fools, they get hardcore into this shit. It's like fencing, but with lightsabers.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I gotta watch some videos. I haven't actually watched any, so
I've gotten more questions about whether I'm gonna enter this, and I'm like, guys, I'm a 40-year-old dude who's never picked up. I mean, I swing a plastic lightsaber around my house occasionally. What makes any part of you think that I could be a competitive lightsaber?
You're gonna let all that stop you from your lifelong dream?
Listen,
of competitively fighting people with lightsabers?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, good Lord. I don't have the time or energy. I barely have enough time to do a podcast, much less train for a lightsaber duel. Yeah. But that being said, if somebody sends me a competitive lightsaber, I'll fucking try. I'll try my best. And then, but yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I'd love for it to be I'd actually start watching the Olympics again. That'd be great.
I want to do that.
And then, yeah, so I mean, whatever. I just think, hey, it's a good step into nerddom. Next thing we need is wand duels. See, I can train for that. You just gotta You just got to have wands at the ready, and then you spin around and say, Expelliarmus! Expecto Patronum!
I curse you.
The Wizarding World is really getting their fucking due on this show. I hope JK sends me a check, or at least an autographed book or something. Or maybe another chocolate frog.
He was going to block this episode because we talked too much about it.
Probably. If I whistle the theme song, we're done.
Yeah.
John L. Williams, creator of the Star Wars music, also created the Harry Potter music. Think about that for a second. How great is that? And then lastly, a little public service announcement. My wife brought this to my attention, and I was going to post it on our page, and I forgot to. So here you go, everybody. Delete YouTube. Do not let your children watch YouTube. YouTube is the goddamn devil. I mean, they allow us to talk about penises and shit on YouTube with no filters. Anybody can find our show. Kids should not be on YouTube, period. Do not trust kids' YouTube. Do not trust any YouTube. Just this week, a mother found her kid watching. It was a show about like a walkthrough of a Nintendo game, and then in the middle of the show, they started giving instructions on how to kill yourself. So, as always, watch what your kids watch. Make sure you are checking out what they're seeing, and do not just say, "Oh, they'll be fine." They won't be fine, man. There's a lot of fucked up shit on YouTube. And honestly, YouTube has come under fire in recent years anyway, because you could watch our show and then all of a sudden it goes to a Nazi hate group. Like, that's the next recommended video for fucking no reason whatsoever. It's just their algorithms are really weird, and you could be watching something completely harmless and the next video that pops up is something that is not.
Yeah, I mean, even like my kids, I mean, we kind of sat down, we had a talk with them about, not watching YouTube anymore. But I mean, like most of my daughters watching like the Cookie Swirl or whatever,
Yeah.
And my son didn't really watch too many YouTube stuff, so he wasn't like, as annoyed by it. But man, it's just why did
I mean, honestly, my kids were watching hours of people making jokes about Minecraft, playing Minecraft, and I said, if you guys want to watch Minecraft, I will buy you Minecraft and you can play Minecraft. We're not just gonna. There's so much, and I realize the irony because we put our show on YouTube.
And they can put my kids on their friends thing, and then they can play together.
Yeah, I mean, there's just. I am not against the internet. I am not one of those people who are like, oh, in my day, we didn't have... I get it, right? But
you cannot just assume that your kids are going to be going to... Just because you think it's safe, it's not.
There are kids... There's stories of, like... I saw one story where a 9-year-old committed suicide, right? A 9-year-old committed suicide. So, we can't... I know we can't protect our children all the time from everything, but I can fucking protect my children from a video telling them how to kill themselves. So fuck that.
Yeah, so YouTube, get your shit together or no one's going to be watching it ever again.
Yeah, in the meantime, you should definitely subscribe to our channel if you're adult or at least old enough to understand words like fuck, shit, and penis.
Yeah, we will not talk about those.
No, we won't talk about awful things like that. Good Lord. But there are a lot of people who do, so...
Instead, you get 45 minutes of 40-year-old adults talking about Harry Potter land,
making sexual puns about their wands. Woo! So anyway, but just you've been warned, FYI. Okay, and then our last story of the evening is going to lead us into a little bit of a topic we thought would be fun. Faithful 50 member Captain General Jeff. There you go, Jeff. You've been promoted to General. General Jeff.
Wouldn't it be General Captain?
Yes, he brought it to our attention that Samsung has officially stopped making Blu-ray players. They will no longer make Blu-ray players. And considering Samsung is the biggest maker of Blu-ray players, I believe, anywhere, what does that mean?
Yeah, my Blu-ray player is a Samsung.
Samsung, I believe, is the biggest seller of electronics in America, so maybe even the world. I know Sony makes a lot of Blu-rays. I think Sony invented the Blu-ray technology. And, obviously you get Blu-rays in your Xbox and PlayStations and stuff like that. But his question is he's always been, so I guess this kind of lead into Faithful 50 a little bit too. He's always bought the disc. He's never done the digital stuff. And so he wanted to know, like, is this the end of Blu-ray? Should he start dumping into digital? And then, how does he even get into digital? And I never really thought about it, but if you've never got into the digital world, it does seem a little overwhelming. Like, what do you use? What do you use on your television? Where do you buy your movies? Do you trust where you buy your movies?
What happens if that service goes away? Does I gotta buy the movie somewhere else now?
Yeah, and so me and Ryan thought it'd be fun to not only kind of answer Jeff's question about the future of Blu-rays, but also kind of give everyone some tips on if you want to enter the digital world, where you can do it, how you can do it, how to not be intimidated by it, and what's the best things you can use and for the best price, right? So we'll figure we start out with the what's the future of Blu-rays. I think the future of Blu-rays personally is the same as DVDs. I think they're always going to kind of be around a little bit, but I definitely don't think it's going to be kind of like CDs. You can still technically buy a CD, but it's just no one buys CDs.
Yeah. The only reason why people have a CD is because they just still have that case left over from high school that they can flip through.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Blu-rays, I mean, honestly, like I can't tell you the last movie that I bought on Blu-ray because I've just been watching stuff on, like, we either rent it on Amazon, we'll pay like the $7 or something, and we'll rent it, or we'll just...
The last time I bought 2 Blu-rays. I bought Ant-Man and the Wasp and The Incredibles 2, but I got them. The reason why I bought them was because it was for Christmas, so I needed a physical present. No kid wants like a code wrapped in a box, right? And that's literally it. Honestly, I got tired. I switched to digital about a year ago because I got tired of my kids just making a mountain of a mess with Blu-rays, right?
Or they just leave them out, and then they get scratched up on the bottom, and then they start complaining, "Oh, the movie's not working."
And then they can't find them, and they open the thing, and there's no movie in there. And so a few years ago, Movies Anywhere popped up, and they wanted you. Well, actually, it started with Disney Anywhere, and then you could put in all your Disney codes, and you could get your Disney movies on demand. But you could they also give you like points, and you could buy stuff with it, right? So I'm like, so I started loading these things up. Well, then the Disney Unlimited or whatever became the Movies Anywhere app. And then the Movies Anywhere connected to my old school Ultraviolet account that I forgot that I even had. And so all of a sudden more movies started popping up. And I was like, this is actually pretty cool, And then Vudu teamed up with the Movies Anywhere app. And so I had a Vudu app on my TV that streamed. And so all of a sudden I find all these movies are just on demand. So then I went through all my Blu-rays and I found all the old codes I never got rid of. And I just punched them in. And my movie collection went from like 50 online to like 200 overnight. And now I'm somewhere, I think I'm over 300 movies that I've got online now.
Yeah. And you don't have them taking up all the physical space. And
the last time I bought one was when I wanted to watch a movie that was on Blu-ray. And I'm like, but then I have to get up and I have to put it in the DVD player. I literally went online and that movie that I wanted to watch was on sale on iTunes for $5. So I bought the digital copy just so I didn't have to get up and put it in the Blu-ray player. That is when I knew I was done with actual physical media.
And for people that are like, I still want to get like the 5K, I want the ultimate, video experience. You can still get those on digital.
Yeah.
And you can, as long as you have a decent, internet connection, you'll still be able to stream it.
And most movies, there's a few that don't do this, but I think Disney's one of the only ones that don't. But like iTunes, if you buy Predator and it's available at 4K, it gives you the 4K version. You don't have to pay extra for the 4K. So if you pay $20 when the movie comes out, not only do you usually get it 2 or 3 weeks earlier, you get it the 4K version, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
you can watch it on any device.
Yeah, and so we'll get into the different medias here in a second, but to answer your question, that's when I switched and I've never looked back, and I'm just, I'm pretty much like me and Ryan, so when we do our reviews for our DC movies and stuff, they usually send Ryan the copy and he gives me the code that I loaded in my Vudu account, and then I watch on the Vudu and he has the option of watching the digital. I'm almost 100% positive that ever since Ryan accidentally came into my password from my Vudu account, that he takes that digital, he sticks it on the shelf, or he sticks the physical on the shelf, and then logs into Vudu and watches my version of it.
I honestly, the last three movies, I've been sitting there like, I wait for you to put it on the Voodoo account, and then I watch it off that.
Yeah, Ryan now when he gets codes sends them to me so I can upload them into my Voodoo account so we can all watch it. It's great. And it's great, honestly. Like, it streams beautifully, man. There's no load time. It just pops up, and then you're good. And they always have all the extras, too, so it works great.
Yeah. I don't know. It just... I mean, I guess I could pick up the movie and put it into the Xbox and do all that shit. Or
yeah,
I can just...
It's nice. I still have some movies. I mean, whatever. I still like some of the movies, like when I go camping or something, you have a Blu-ray player in the trailer, so you can watch a movie occasionally, but... I have so many Blu-rays I can just throw them in there and you just watch an old movie. But I'm not. The biggest thing is the space saving. It's nice to get them a little early. They're a little bit cheaper. I think they're still like $25-$26 if you buy the physical copy. So you get them a little bit cheaper. And on top of it, almost every app now has an easy way that once you've purchased the movie to download it to your tablet. So if you travel a lot like I did, like when we went to Universal, I just popped on my iTunes account. I downloaded Mission Impossible Fallout. I just hit it sent it right to my iPad in 4K from the cloud, and boom, it was right there. And it's super easy.
And if you work a job or something like that where you can just have something on in the background, it's good for background. I would put on Terminator 2 or something.
And if you maybe have a limited streaming plan and you don't want to, Netflix is great, but if you're trying to watch them on your phone and you maybe don't have a lot of data, that's the beauty. When you're on Wi-Fi, you can just download the movies you've already bought and right to your phone. It doesn't cost any data, and then you can just watch them whenever you want. So it's having a mobile movie, like where you have a catalog of a couple hundred movies available at all times, is actually really nice. You don't have to worry about packing it up, putting it in a box. It's just always, if you move, guess what? You just plug in your TV and there's your movies right on demand. You don't have to move your CD case and DVD case and,
I see myself, other than what WB sends us for, our reviews and everything like that, I don't really see myself buying any movies in the future. Like I said, if I'm not going to buy it, I'll just wait until I can rent it on Amazon. I'll pay the $7.99 for 48 hours or something like that. And,
I gotta tell you something that's funny. So when I bought the kids Ant-Man and the Wasp and Incredibles 2 for Christmas. They literally we want to watch the movie. They opened the movie, handed me the code, had me put in the code, and then they went upstairs and watched it on the Roku. I'm just like, well, that's it. Never mind another movie. Not doing it. Yeah. Occasionally I will. I did buy two. I bought Sword in the Stone. Fred Meyer was having a sale on some of the Disney classics. I got two Disney movies for like $10, right? And but I only bought the ones that had digital codes because I'm like, well, it's cheaper to buy the movie. I might just give away the movie, but I wanted to buy that digital code.
You do one that's just a code.
But I went online and it was more expensive for just the code, so I bought the physical one with the code. And I'll probably give away the physical one, but yeah, I just don't buy them anymore. So,
but here's what people can do with all their old movies: donate it to your public library.
That's true. I also think you can go to Walmart if you have a Vudu account and you can pay money to have them upgraded to digital versions. So I think it's like $2 or $3 and they'll upgrade. They'll take your movie and convert it to a digital form for you. So I don't shop at Walmart, so I'm not a big fan of that business. So I don't know the exact details, but
donate it to your local public library because libraries are awesome, and then you can make it so other people can watch it.
That is a great idea. I might box up a bunch of mine and do that exactly. So that answers the question of unless you got something else you want to say of what we think the future of media is. We think Blu-rays are dying out. I think Samsung was smart to get ahead of the curve on this one. But as far as let's say you say, you know what, I like what you and Ryan said, and I want to dive in. Where do I start? Well, there's a couple places you can start. The beauty of what's going on now is most of the studios have figured out, hey, if we don't make this easy for people, they're just not going to buy movies anymore. They're definitely trying to take the iTunes version of music and say, listen, if people will pay money if it's easy and accessible. And that's what they're doing. So most of the services now you can link together. So for instance, I know a lot of people don't like Apple. That's fine. I'm a big Apple guy, so I buy a lot of things on iTunes. But I don't want to spend $180 for the Apple TV to hook to my TV. I just want to stream it, right? But I trust Apple. They already have all my credit card information, and a lot of times they have really good deals on their movies. So I like buying them there. But here's the cool thing. I buy them on Apple, but because I've linked my Vudu account and my Movies Anywhere account and my Fandango Now account to my Apple account, as soon as I buy a movie there, it shows up on all my accounts.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for instance, my TV, so the answer is what do I use? You can use anything, or you can use them all. I tend to use them all, honestly. On my TV, I have my Fandango Now account, and I have my Vudu account on my TV. It's built-in apps into my television, so I can just stream it right to my television. When I use my iPad or my computer or my phone, I download it right from iTunes because it's just easier that way. When I'm using my iPad, a lot of times I'll use my Vudu account. But like, for instance, Vudu was having an issue with their server, so I went to my Fandango Now account, and I just watched it on that one. So the answer is you can use them all. Just make sure that when it gives you the option to link your accounts, you can literally link everything now. You can link Google Play to Amazon to your Microsoft account. So I have 7 different accounts linked, and what's cool is a lot of them will give you free movies for linking your accounts.
Yeah. Or in there, they do like some stuff, if you get it here, you can get a bonus, for, buying it now, and you get, extra shit. So.
Well, and what's cool too is if you feel comfortable putting your credit card into all the different accounts, like, iTunes, like they were, when the new Predator movie came out, they sold all 4 Predator movies, 4 Predator movies for $19.99, all in 4K, right? So a lot of times they'll bundle stuff and give you special deals. They always have movies on sale for $5. So you can find. So I just honestly look for classic movies that I love that are on sale. I bought Twister and Hook the other day for $5 a piece. Right?
Sure.
And they've all been digitally upgraded to 4K, so they look beautiful, right? And they're right online, and you got them. Vudu does the same thing. One thing that's kind of gotten big now that I would highly recommend is I just started using it. It's called Fandango Now. So most people know about Fandango. You buy your movie tickets.
Yeah, that's where you get all your movie tickets and everything.
Yeah, so Fandango launched a little while ago, and I didn't use it because it was it kept crashing, but they've really seemed to kind of upgrade it. So what Fandango Now is it's basically like iTunes or the Google Play Store. So you can buy movies, you can rent movies, and you can stream them all through there. And now they just finally added it where you can link your library. So I linked my iTunes account to my Fandango Now account, and now they have every single one of my movies there. Now, the reason why I like Fandango Now is because if you use Fandango, like I do, to buy movie tickets, it always pops up and they give you Fandango credit, right? You're a VIP member. So if I take the whole family to a movie, they usually give me $5 back in Fandango cash, right? Now, you can use those for a movie, but the trick of what they do is they make you spend it within 2 weeks, right? So a lot of times we don't go see movies within 2 weeks, so that $5 or $6 credit just goes away. But now now that I got the Fandango Now app, I can actually use that credit towards movie rentals. Mm-hmm. So, or you can purchase movies, right? So if you got $6 and you want to purchase a Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie, well, you just went and saw a movie this weekend. You got $6. You're like, oh crap! You can run in your Fandango Now account. You can purchase Spider-Man, and now it shows up on your Fandango Now. It shows up on your iTunes. It shows up on your Vudu. It shows up on your Movie Anywhere. So I'm starting to use my Fandango Now account a lot more for movie rentals and stuff like that because, like I said, it gives you 2 weeks to use that money, and you can use it on anything on Fandango Now. So. Yeah, and so all these places are getting more and more intricate, and they all link together. The key is, whatever streaming service you use, link it together with all your other ones. And so, like, for instance, if you don't want to go out and buy you got iTunes and you love iTunes, but you don't want to buy an Apple TV, because, I mean, let's face it, they're twice as much as a Roku or, 3 times as much as an Amazon Fire Stick. You can use those services, download just check what apps you can download, the Vudu app, the Fandango Now app, and if you've linked them all, you can watch your entire, well, there is a few exceptions. Some of the studios haven't gone on board, like Lionsgate, but most studios have gotten on board, and so you're going to be able to watch majority of your movies. Disney, all the major studios are on board, so you're going to be able to watch anything you buy on iTunes. You're going to be able to watch on your Amazon Fire Stick or your Roku.
Yeah. So the key is go digital.
Yes.
Link all your accounts together.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to sign up for all of them. You don't have to give your credit card information. Find out which one you feel most comfortable with. And then whichever one is your primary one that you like the most. Like I said, for me, iTunes just is... I don't think Apple's going out of business anytime soon, so I just kind of figured...
Yeah, they're pretty staying around.
And plus, they always have really good deals, so I just use Apple. But if you like Vudu, you can use Vudu or Fandango. I mean, I don't think Fandango's going anywhere either. So, yeah, Yeah, so like Ryan said, link them together, pick out whichever one you're most comfortable with, put your credit card information into that one, and then just buy movies and have fun. All of them, almost all of them. I haven't tried the Fandango now for downloads, but every other one has an easy way to download your movies right to any device too. So
nothing is better than watching a movie while you're sitting on the can at work.
it's true, because now you're getting paid to watch like Mission Impossible Fallout, and that's even better. You're getting paid. You're getting paid to watch Tom Cruise
Someone starts
run
banging
while
on,
you're
but
pooping.
like, you all right in there? Like, yes, I'm perfectly fine.
Leave me
Just
alone.
Take it down.
I'm watching Tom Cruise. I'm taking my Tom Cruise dump right now. So anyway, so there you go. If
Just make sure you put earbuds in.
yeah, pretty much. So hopefully we've been hopefully we've made that process as easy to understand as possible. If we're still confusing you, feel free to reach out. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. If you only have an Xbox or a PlayStation, most of these apps you can find on Xbox and PlayStation as well. So I mean, all you need is so really right now, all you really need, truthfully, go buy a Roku. If you want to go cheap, go buy a $30 Roku, plug it into your TV, sign up for a free Vudu app, pull out all your old DVDs, find any code you want, and just load them into your whatever app, and just see how many digital movies you got.
And the first time you do it, I mean, you're going to be like, oh, man, I don't think I really had a lot. And then when you start looking at your DVDs, like, oh, man, I do have a code for this. And I have a code for this one, and you're going to find, like, these giant stacks, and you're just going to blow up your library.
You're going to find a lot of codes say expired this date. A lot of them still work. Sometimes you just have to go online to plug them in, but they still work. So don't just throw them away. Hang on to them. And just pull out all your old codes and start loading them up, and you're going to realize how much you like watching digital.
And if you really don't want to use those codes, you can always send a picture of it to Brian and I, and we will gladly load it.
Hey, if you guys don't want codes, send it to us, man. I'm always looking to make my movie library even bigger. And most of them allow you to have, like Disney, the Movies Anywhere lets you have 8 devices that link to it. I mean, most of them are pretty, Brian's got my Vudu information, and I've never had a problem. It's on all my devices. Most of them are pretty cool about, it's about letting you share as long as you don't have too many devices. Because most of the time your credit card information is hooked up. So they figure like, hey, if you're comfortable enough with sharing with somebody something that they can access your information, more power to you. So, So, if you have one, it's easy to share with your kids or anybody in your family. You just create it's like your Netflix account. You just username, password, and then you can share away.
Hope we figured that one out.
Yeah, there you go. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that topic, Jeff. Really, it's always nice to have something to talk about other than just things that make us mad.
So if we're gonna jump into the Faithful 50 questions,
let's do it quick.
We might as well go from the one Jeff question that made our main topic of the night to Jeff's Faithful 50 question, because
all right. Is he the only one?
The left one. So he wants to know, first question, Brian, from the Faithful 50, which I do put up every Thursday or Wednesday on our Facebook page, so you can always leave a question. He wants to know what posters graced the bedroom walls for teenage Brian and Ryan. And then he says that he went from King Griffey Jr. to the Bash Brothers, Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco, Bo Jackson, and then obviously, as he got a little older into high school, Pamela Anderson, Jenny McCarthy, and then towards the end of high school he had some killer blacklight posters. And I do remember having some pretty badass blacklight posters. So Brian, what posters did you have in your room? So
when I was younger, I unfortunately did not have a lot of sports posters because they cost money and my parents wouldn't buy them for me. So I used to, all the posters I had when I was a kid were movie posters. I used to be able to go down to the local video store, and they always had a bunch of free posters they would give away. And so if you got down there, if you made friends with the guy, the clerk, like I did, he would hold the good ones for you. So, like, I had some Star Wars posters, and I had, like, a Terminator 2 poster. But I pretty much just had just growing up, I had nothing but movie posters. I would alternate whatever cool ones they had at the video store. It wasn't until later when I could afford to buy my own posters. My very first poster I ever bought was the Cindy Crawford yellow bathing suit poster. The one with the V, the one that cut way down. Yeah. It was on my ceiling, and my mom was like, "Why do you put it on your ceiling? That's just weird." And I'm like, "No reason."
That's like the lay in bed.
I like to wake up to Miss Crawford every morning. I mean, hey, you know what? She's like 55, and she still looks great. So, But yeah, so that was probably the first poster I ever bought. And then once I could afford stuff, I never got into the blacklight stuff. I did still pretty much just movie posters. I had all the Star Wars posters, Indiana Jones. I was a real big Spielberg fan, so a lot of Spielberg stuff.
Save any of them, or?
Yeah, I still actually got a whole bunch of my old posters. Only because I have all the original Indiana Jones ones. I have all the original Star Wars ones. I bought those from like a Fry's or one of those places when they started re-releasing all the originals. I bought a bunch, and I still got them. But I don't have any posters now because I cohabitate my house with my wife, and I like to stay married. So I do have some cool framed artwork that Ryan has seen upstairs.
Yes. Yeah, I had the classic Bo Jacksons with the shoulder pads.
Dude, I wanted it, but it was like $6, and my mom wasn't going to pay for it. This is a poster it'll rip. I'm like, ah.
We had, I had a Kingsby Jr. poster. We had I shared a room with my younger brother. So, I mean, we had, he had the Jay Buhner. Hold on. Then as we got, eventually I moved out of that room into the old garage because I was tired of having to share a room with my little brother.
Nice.
And then, I upgraded to, what was it? It was the one video game that came out at the time. I can't remember it for the life of me, but I got in high school. I got blacklight ones, and then in college I upgraded to all the scantily clad ladies because I was a mature 18-year-old male, white male. So Hey,
you know what? There's nothing wrong with having a scantily clad poster on your wall.
Yeah. No,
she consented to that poster, and you consented to paying for it. So enjoy away.
My freshman year of college, I did not have a lot of action going on in my room. It was probably because all the posters that I had in my room scared.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be honest. If your posters are too disgusting, you're just not going to get any dates. So that's on you. But hey, if you want to have it, you go right ahead.
So once I realized that probably wasn't doing the trick, then I kind of got.
Dude, but I only ever had a couple girl posters. Cindy Crawford stuck with me for a long time. That was my lady friend for years. But pretty much always just movie posters, man. Just nerd. I've always been nerd. I always wanted some of the really cool sports posters because like they always had the what was the old posters where they had like they made like athletes almost like superheroes, or they turn them into like movie posters kind of. They're like the kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, like Rain Man, and it was like they always made them out like these sports stars were like superheroes. It was cool, or like they were major action movies. But cool. Yeah. Sounds cool, man.
So Jeff's other question is that he wants to know if you had to compare each of your children to a fictional character, who would they be?
That's easy.
I think everybody already knows what your youngest would be.
That's easy. Me and my wife been watching Game of Thrones, and we're like, wow, my oldest is Sansa, and my youngest is Arya.
Yeah.
And it's not even close.
Gonna and then she's gonna literally take your face.
Dude, Charlie's ruthless. So here's a fun little Chuck story for you. So we're sitting at the table the other day, and we've had a ton of snow, so Valentine's Day, the whole week of Valentine's Day, the kids did all their Valentines, and they got ready, and then the school was canceled for the entire week. So they finally went back to school this week, and my oldest, she was like, she took her Valentine's Day, she handed him in, she was like, we're like, oh, so how was it? She's like, oh, it was fine. She's like, I didn't really get a lot of Valentine's Day cards, though. And me and my wife were like, oh, really? And we're like, oh, that's sorry. We're like, listen, it's probably because everybody didn't realize they were supposed to bring him in that day. I bet you tomorrow you'll get a bunch. I'm sure that's what it is. And my youngest looks at her and goes, no, it's because nobody likes you, Addie. I'm like, oh my God. We're like, shut up, you little asshole. And she's like, what? She didn't get Valentine's Day cards because nobody wanted to be her Valentine.
She just straight up slashed that throat.
Goes for the jugular, dude. Like, she does not mess around. Like, if I gave her a sword called Needles, she would stab people with it, guaranteed.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. I'm trying to think of like a character. If I'll go with Game of Thrones.
Well, hang on, real quick. And to Sansa, my daughter is just my oldest is very like proper, and she's, she would love to marry a prince, and she likes doing her hair, and she would love to have handmaidens, and it's,
Mm-hmm.
So Sansa, there you go.
I'm trying to think of a character that didn't die that I can compare my kids to, but I guess
my son is like Joffrey.
She's like,
whoa.
She's hard to pigeonhole because she's super artsy. Like she loves like doing like art and stuff like that, and she's just really thoughtful, and she's always just like trying to like make stuff for people. I'm trying to think of like who's like someone that like creates a lot of stuff. That's like
that's not
like,
dead. Nobody.
Huh?
Nobody in Game of Thrones. Anybody who's that nice and creates things died immediately of the plague of dragon pox or something.
I'll just say my son is Jon Snow because he's always just trying to do the right thing, even if it like fucks him over.
Even if he gets murdered repeatedly.
Yeah. He's always just he's very by the books, and these are the rules, and people follow the rules, and he does not like it when people like don't follow the rules and aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Nice.
I guess my daughter, she would kind of be like Arya too. I mean, she would just like she just doesn't give a shit, honestly.
How about
like, she's just, like. She's
Chuck
super
could also
loving,
be
passionate to her family. Like she's committed to her family, but if you like fuck with anybody, she just like.
Chuck could also be Lady Mormont from Bear Island, the girl. I don't remember her name.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lady Mormont. I didn't think about that. She's great. Just young. She's like, oh yeah, I can. Yeah, I'm gonna learn how to fight.
I'm the boss. So, you're gonna do what I tell you to do, or else.
Yeah, that's my daughter. She's Lady Mormont.
All right, well, there you go. Thank you, Jeff, for the questions. I did not have any questions, so we're just going to chalk this up to we just came back and people forgot about us.
We'll say thank you, Jeff, for doing all the work tonight. You literally contributed to like 45 minutes of the show.
Yes, thank you, General Jeff. You're the best.
Yeah.
All right, so that leads us to our recommendations real quick, and we're going to make this super fast since we are going to have 2 after shows that we're going to record in about 2 minutes about both these things. So I'm going to say my recommendation this week is the Doom Patrol on the DC Universe app. It is surprisingly amazing. Like
it's better than the episode on Titans, that's for sure.
Yes, in fact, it probably is my new favorite superhero movie or show on television right now. It is better than all the Arrowverse shows, and it's probably better than Titans. I was shocked how good it was and how much I loved it. So, Doom Patrol. If you have not subscribed at the DC Universe app, I recommend it. It's definitely now worth it. There's a lot more comics. The entire Titans first season's out, and it's really good. Young Justice season 3 is there, and now you have Doom Patrol. I've watched the first 2 episodes, which is what they've aired, and they're great. Me and Ryan are going to dive headfirst into it in, like I said, a couple minutes in our full review. So that's all I'm going to say about it. But recommend it, Doom Patrol on DC Universe app.
And my recommendation this week is going to be Umbrella Academy on Netflix. Ooh. It is we reviewed the comic book, like Brian said earlier, the Apocalypse Suite. We did not review the Dallas volume collection.
Kind of glad about, but we'll talk about that in the review.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that in the review. It was so good, my wife watched it with me, and she does not watch nerdy stuff, and she was super into it. And we had like long conversations, like talking about all the different stuff that was going on. But there's so much I want to say, but you will be able to listen to it in our review. There are fun characters. There's just like a little something for everybody. Yes. It is a great adaptation of the comic book.
You will blow through all 10 episodes within a week, guaranteed.
Yeah, we did it over a weekend. Like, we started on a Friday that it came out, and we were done by Sunday. We're like, oh, there's no more shows. And so now she's trying to find something that's kind of like Umbrella Academy, which is
good luck.
Yeah. So, yeah.
There's not a lot like it. All right, well, check out Umbrella Academy, check out Doom Patrol, and definitely check out our reviews of those that will be posted later this week. So, Ryan, I think that's the show. Finite! Before we get out of here, would you like to tell everyone where they can find us?
Oh, you can find us on YouTube at the Geek Dad Report and Twitter at the Geek Dad Report. And Brian is BrianWars53, and I am Big Bruiser. We're on Facebook at the Geek Dad Report and on podhell.com with our friends, the Utah Outcasts. And you can also find us on iTunes, where we really appreciate it if you would subscribe and leave a 5-star rating, because we are like this close to having all of our ratings listed, and we just need a little bit more.
Do not make me use the Imperious Curse, because I will make you. Rate us, review us, and tell your friends.
Brian is putting a hex on every single one of our platforms, and anyone that doesn't do these things, you're going to get a giant big
wand.
F.
You need a giant wand right up your keister.
Yeah, you don't get a cool Harry Potter like lightning strike. You get like a big like F or like a D for douchebag for not doing stuff.
You get like a birthmark on your cheek that kind of looks like a butthole. Not cool.
Yeah.
Nobody
and then
wants that.
on the other side. So
sure, boom, the penis curse. Anyway, I think that about does it. So, from everybody at the Wizarding World, we'd like to thank you for watching, and until next week, stay awesome
and stay nerdy, everyone. You have to do like Expelliarmus. What's like a good like
Expelliarmus, Finite.
Yeah.